Well, I'm out of tune.
I see you brought another chameleon guitar this week.
Yeah, well, we're doing a little. This keeps changing colors, you know. It's an indecisive guitar. I don't know if you like blue or green or lavender or pink. I don't know, man. It's black.
Hold it in front of something plaid and see if it goes crazy.
Yeah. There you go. Well, anyway.
You better do Tom's Guitar Show rap.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Tom's Guitar Show. I'm Tom. They call me Guitar Tom because I'm often seen with a guitar. They used to call me on the phone back in the olden days, you know, back when we had call-in show, back when the call-in show was the thing, back in the 1990s.
Back when people talked on telephones.
That's right. And sorry, I was out of tune, man. I'm using a tuner. I'm so ashamed. Anyway, it's a show about guitars, guitar players, and all things guitaristic. So if you want to ask a question, you can't call in now because we don't even have the phone. We don't even have a phone hooked up. But you could ask me at Hy-Vee or over.
Or you can tweet.
You can tweet, yeah. You know, questions about the care and feeding of your guitar, what kind of guitar is right for you, how to play the guitar. We can talk about related topics like the guitarrón, the guitarra, sitar, which I have now, by the way. I have a sitar. I'm going to have to figure out how to string it. I have no idea how to play it. I mean, I have some idea how to play it, but I was playing it a little bit, but when the guy gave it to me. But anyway, from India, it's a good one, too. I also have a pipa, which is like a Chinese mandolin, sort of. But anyway, guitarrón, which I had at my house for one night, and I decided to take it back because I didn't want to get involved. That's the big six-string bass guitar that you always see. It's always the fat guy in mariachi band who plays one.
Mexicans have them.
Yeah, Mexican. But anyway, vihuelas, lutes, vihuelas, my banjos, bailacas, bazookies, bajos, sextos, bandurias, bandolins, tiples, cavaquinhos. You know, stuff you could strum on, dulcimers and didgeridoos. I took yours. Pipe organs, piccolos, harmoniums, harmonicas, harpsichords, all those things.
Alpenhorns, bagpipes, and concertinas.
Exactly, right. I don't know if I always said accordions and ocarinas, but I'm broad-minded about those things, too. Actually, we can talk about anything musical. We could talk about politics, world events, or your own personality problems if you want. But we're going to keep this clean. This is a family program. Okay. So this year's a Reverend Air Sonic, which has a tendency to change colors when it gets nervous. So, you know, I'm going to fool around with that. Oh, that's the true color. Well,
Doctor Who fans will recognize the chameleon circuitry.
Yeah. I'm not getting crisp enough. Hang on. What if I turn down the bass and the mid a little bit, turn the mid down more, turn the treble up. Okay, how about this? That's kind of nice. You know, I might actually give up this whole electronic tuner thing and just do it the way the caveman did with harmonics. The thing about being a primitive, you know.
Yeah, the Neanderthals all had perfect pitch and tuned by ear.
That's right, they did. And they could make a fire by rubbing two sticks together.
Kerosene-powered guitars.
That's right, yeah, that's right. That's what we want. I want one I can wind up. I've been thinking about the thing is to have a pedal, like an exercise bicycle, and put a generator in it and have it. So if you want to play electric guitar, you got a pedal the whole time. See, thought that'd be kind of fun. Get a lot of exercise. One of those 4-hour gigs that I've been doing over the weekend. Yeah. So I say, well, Ragbrid's got nothing on me. I pedaled my way through a big, long gig anyway. So
told my wife I was going to do that to her TV. She watches those daytime talk shows.
Oh, yeah.
I have a little 12-volt TV,
Yeah.
exercise bike, and a generator.
That's right. That would be good. I was thinking about that a lot, actually. See, the thing is really easy to sit down and watch TV for a while,
Yeah.
you know, and just like you know, just like after a while you get hypnotized, and you veg out. It's sort of like a turnip, you sort of
Right.
remain planted. And so anyway, I thought that'd be, if you actually had to work for it. Do you want to see how that mystery came out? You better pedal a little harder because you're
Then
starting
you wouldn't turn on just anything. It'd have to be something you really wanted to watch.
That's right. You're gonna ride 5 miles through that sitcom. You know, it better be good. It's not that same old, you know, Seinfeld that was really funny for you 20 years ago. But oh, look. Ricardo's back.
My wife was a big MASH fan, and when we first moved up here, they were rerunning that every night.
Every night. Yeah.
I swear she had the scripts all memorized.
Right. That's how it goes. I've probably mentioned before, when my son was a certain age, for at least a year, every night we'd watch Spaceballs, just a little bit of it, you know, 10 minutes or so. On the little, I got a VHS tape, you know, at the used bookstore, and he had a little TV set and a VCR in his room, you know. So I'd sit there, you know, with him, and he'd be getting ready for bed, and we'd watch a little bit of it, and turn it off, he'd go to sleep. Next night, we'd do the same thing, and then when he got to the end of the movie, we'd rewind it and do the same thing again. So we have it, you know, we have it memorized. Pizza the Hut, and you know, things like that.
We've gone to Plaid.
Yeah, they've gone to Plaid. Yeah, things like that. You know, it's like, you know, it's irreversible, like my raincoat. You know, so, and the stuff we weren't like even going to say on Tom's Guitar Show. The golfing plastic surgeon who's going to work on his. Anyway, okay. Where were we? Oh yeah, here. Okay, so.
You were tuning by ear the caveman way.
That's right. I think I'm in tune now. Got a little reverb, makes it harder. Not as bad as chorus. All right. I had a pretty good loop going at home, but I forget what it was. I was thinking about bringing my 12-string electric along too. But never mind. Let's try this thing here, see what I can do. I keep on wanting to play this. A minor 11. I mean, it's a good chord, you know. I mean, you know. How about A minor 11, D7 flat 9, sharp 5. Straight ahead G major, C naught. I don't think I like where that went, but I'm gonna. with like, okay, there's the A minor 11, flat 9, sharp 5, C9, and then a B flat 7. Yeah. So so I've got my B flat. Well, just a E flat. And then, maybe C7. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that again. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I had something going at home, but I was in the kind of a dark room, and I was playing the 12 string. It's a lot like this, only has 12 strings, and it's you don't have to be crazy to play a 12 string, but it kind of helps. And how long does it take to tune a 12 string, Bob?
Nobody knows.
That's right. It's never been achieved. So, anyway, I'm going to try this again. I had this idea, it kind of goes somewhere, but I forget where it ends up. I've got like a chord progression. It's got to make sense. So I'm going to solo on top of it. I don't want to change keys very often, because I'll forget. And I only had the 1 cup of coffee. It was a big one, but I only had the 1 cup. So I'm not. This is not a 2 or 3, cup of coffee kind of show we have here. So last week I brought coffee on the show. I found out that the thermos, when it falls over in the front seat of your car, leaks a little bit on the seat. I was very unhappy to discover this. Not as unhappy as I've been about other events in the world, but it was one of those things,
It looked like a pretty good thermos, too.
Yeah, well, it looked like, should be. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have it closed right. I'm going to do some further investigation before I put my trust in such a thing. It violated my trust, and now I have trust issues with that particular thermos.
You have
And
a cup holder in the car that'll hold it?
maybe it's a little bit snug, I'm afraid. Yeah, I think it'd fall over. But see, that's the thing about my guitar career. There's a lot of coffee involved. Now, lately on the weekends, which is extended to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
Is that the Tuscan Moon?
That's the Tuscan Moon, yeah, downtown. Beautiful downtown Kelowna, Iowa. And of course, I've been playing there for a while. But I'm playing there Thursday nights, too. And it sort of started with, I used to drink iced tea on the job, and then I switched. I think I started with water. I don't know, a long time ago. I had water for a long time. Just drank water, with a little bit of lemon in it, whatever. And then somewhere along the line, a couple of years ago, whenever that was, when I had to teach and commute from Cedar Rapids on Fridays, I would go from Cedar Rapids to Kelowna on a Friday, and kind of had my head all around the, teaching lessons, doing whatever happens in the hallowed halls of Coe College, and then coaching the ukulele club, you see. And I go directly from that through the rush hour traffic all the way down to Kelowna. As I'm sure you know, Kelowna is not far off from, the Avenue of the Saints. It's like
Exit 80?
Exit 80, yeah.
The west, young man?
That's right. You go west at Riverside, and you go through Riverside, the future birthplace of Captain Kirk, and then you end up 7 or so miles later, you'll find yourself in Kelowna. And
the home stage of Tom and the Tribbles?
That's right. Tom and the Tribbles, yeah. Those were the days. Somewhere I've got a big a picture of us all, actually in our back garden there that Laura planted. And there's the Tom and the Tribbles, and I'm wearing my Panama hat. And the whole band is of this one era standing there, and there's only one person who's still, in the sphere. There's only one person that I'm still playing with. So we didn't, last 2 years we haven't.
The Tribbles have disbanded, you said.
Yeah, they're no longer. The trouble with Tribbles is that we're disbanded anyway. So anyway, so I was talking about my coffee thing. So I started to drink coffee. And then the thing is that we had a busser who was completely forget about me, who was he or she, I think it was probably a she in those days, had become totally fixated on all the tables and stuff and forget about the guitar player who needed water and coffee and stuff, to maintain, because I'm there for a long time and I can't really, leave that easily. my perch. And so she, to make up for her flaws and her being ribbed about it, she started to bring me coffee more often. And then if she would forget, she found herself in competition with Warren, who was one of the owners, a couple that owns the place. So he would bring me coffee and say that he was winning because he's getting more points, you see. So I find myself like playing something, and I'd slam some coffee, and then I'd play something, and then the coffee little cup would be empty, and then it'd be filled up again. So, so things like, I only had one cup of coffee, but it was refilled so many times. So that I don't know how many,
Those endless cups.
That's right. I don't know how many fluid ounces or milliliters or whatever.
Cups, I guess they call them sometimes.
Bottomless, bottomless cup. So anyway, so it's one of those sorts of things. So I'm so coffee. I've reached the point in my career where I probably can't, continue without coffee. What am I saying? Okay, so let me try this. I'm going to try this one again here. So this chord, right? And I'm going to do this chord. And I'm going to resolve. And then this. How about E flat 7 to G7? And then I'll go back to, let's try that one. The other thing is, because I only had the one cup of coffee, I'll probably forget. This isn't that many measures, and there's only going to be like maybe one key change in my solo. But I'll probably forget what it is before I finish it. Okay, 1, 2, here we go, in E minor 11. That's something. Bob, you know, I can't help it.
Down to you.
I'm an empathetic person. I'm not bragging. Nice guys finish last.
Never should have brought the coffee in this week.
I hope I was going out of focus and it wasn't that I was. See, I was hoping that was the camera that's going out of focus and not me. Oh, okay. So I noticed my guitar's.
I wonder if it was really just coffee you were on when you got all blurry there. But
Oh yeah. Oh good. My guitar's back to. Yeah, I like that blue.
I just thought we'd do one serious shot in case somebody wanted to
Oh, okay.
concentrate on the playing, you know, and,
Instead of my silliness, you mean?
well,
Yeah.
instead of the guitar silliness.
Oh yeah.
what, camera 3 that knows what color his camera or his guitar is?
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, so yeah.
So you didn't really blur out. That was just something in the control room.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not you.
Not me. I didn't actually blur out. So everybody. There's a thing in the in the fourth book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy trilogy. So Long and Thanks for All the Fish.
Yeah.
There was a Fenchurch, Fenny. She was the thing about her that bothered people a lot was that her legs didn't go all the way to the ground. She was always a little bit above the ground. She didn't quite make it there, And that's because of some anomaly in the fact that the Earth was not the real Earth, but like another copy of it or something. And she was kind of like out of step, so they put her in a mental hospital and stuff because they couldn't handle the fact that her feet didn't reach all the way to the ground when she walked. Why did I bring that up? Yeah.
Because when you blurted out it wasn't you, it was the control room.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be like, like if I were...
You were clear all the time.
Yeah, like what if I went through my life, and I was always blurry to everybody, no matter how good their eyesight was, or whatever kind of instruments they used, I was always out of focus for some reason. They would probably have to do something with me, wouldn't they?
Probably.
Because they couldn't handle the fact that I was blurry. Yeah. Boy, I'm glad that didn't happen, huh?
Tell them they got a bad glasses prescription.
Yeah, but then sooner or later they'd catch on. I'll have you know, though, that my feet go all the way to the floor.
Good to know.
Well, I mean, all the way to the soles of my feet. All right? I mean, the soles of my shoes, I mean. Here. You know what I was doing down there? I was searching my soul.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Anyway, okay, so I've been having this notion, though, about guitar playing. I actually think about it quite a bit, Well, while I'm awake. And I dream about it some, too, I guess, when I'm asleep. But I worry about guitar playing. I think about other things, banjos and mandolins, and bass guitars.
Ukuleles.
Yeah, that too, yeah. And pipas and sitars, If I had a shamisen, I'd think about that too. Actually, when my cat is being a scoundrel, I think about the shamisen. Because the shamisen, like the little square banjo from Japan, has 3 strings, great big tuners, and a long neck with no frets. And you see this famous picture of a courtesan playing it with her head off to the side. And if you can see there are 6 little dots on the top of the soundboard. Because for an American banjo, traditionally you'd use calf skin for that banjo head. But for the shamisen, meow. Yeah. And I read somewhere that the cheap ones use dog, but but the cat ones sound better. There's more than one way to skin a cat, But so when we got Attila, and Attila was a compromise name for her, because I thought I'd like to name her Shamisen. And they said, Shamisen, that's a pretty name. I said, yeah. Because, anyway. Lately she's been mice have been trying to move into the house lately. And she's 13 now, Attila, Chili. And she used to be quite a terror as a kitten, but and also quite the acrobat. She'd do amazing, feats of acrobatics, and then demand to be, admired. For instance, in my music room, I had a sofa at the end of the room so that parents could sit when their kids having a lesson. And then there's a door that opened up this way, so she could jump from the back of the sofa way up to the top of the door. You see, and even the door wasn't quite open; it was just sort of right open. And then she'd be on it like this and say, hanging off of it, saying, "Admire me." So we have to make a big fuss over it. She doesn't do anything like that anymore. In fact, she doesn't get in my lap. But with the mice, she'll catch the mouse, so she'll actually come running into the music room. Which she does anyway with like a stuffed toy in her mouth, and she's like that with a mouthful. But then I heard it, and her mouth was more closed because it was much smaller than the dog toys we give her to, drag around. And so its tail sticking out. I knew I was in trouble. And so she spit it out. Totally uninjured little tiny mouse as it goes running across the floor, and she runs after it, you see. And we go through this thing, and it takes up to 2 hours for her to finally, finish it. Catches it many times, corners it and stuff. But then one night, she got 2 in the same night. And so she had the one, and she did this thing, and I just sweep them up and throw them out, in the bushes and stuff, And I don't give them a proper burial or anything. Let nature take its course. And but then she caught another one about an hour after I disposed of that one. And she proceeded to chase it around and everything like that. And then I just, at first it kind of freaked me out, this, mouse running around, this cat, and I'm trying to, I read a lot on my computer and stuff like that, and I play with the guitars and stuff. So then I just, it was quiet, and I guess the mouse was hiding somewhere, and I heard this cat snoring. It's a snore. It's a definite snore, but it's a small snore. Like my dog I used to have, it was like 100 pounds. You know,
Yeah.
he would snore on the floor of the music room. That's a popular place for non-humans, music room. I had one guy who was a critical care nurse in intensive care. He said he heard death rattles that sound better than my dog's snore. But anyway, dog has been gone many years, poor fellow. But so anyway, so she was snoring, and I thought, well, maybe the mouse got away. And then, you know, after a while, I heard some commotion, a little squeak, 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 and then the game was on again. She had to take a nap in between mice. And
Take
then
a break.
Yeah, take a little nap break, yeah, because she's old, you know. Yeah. But last couple of days we haven't gone with. I had one guy who's a retired Navy man, and he has like 5 cats because his kids would kept bringing home these kittens and stuff, you know, that the wayward kittens who needed a home. And this is how it goes, you know. And then now the kids are, you know, grown up and moved off to college, but the cats remain. So, anyway.
That's kind of how my wife became a crazy cat lady. Our son had a girlfriend who rescued stray animals.
Mm-hmm.
Then she tried to find somebody to take them.
Uh-huh.
So we ended up with 2 cats.
Right. They live a long time, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one's 11, the other one's 12 now.
Yeah, there you go. See, well, Tilly's 13. And before her, we had Torben, and they overlapped. Torben was the love of her life. Guy came over. We were thought that Torben was. See, Torben wasn't like a regular cat. He was like some protrusion into our dimension of some much greater being. You see.
Like the Mice and Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, like that, basically. And well, like Yoda. I keep thinking yogurt, but I got baseball. I was seeing Spaceballs a lot more than I've seen Star Wars. But Yoda, you know, he's like this silly little Muppet guy, you know. But turns out to be this powerful thing, you know, that as he's fooling around, which is something that comes out of Sufism and other like, you know, traditions where you have the somebody who seems like an idiot, you know, who's actually the really wise one.
Yeah.
You see, so that was like Torben. But anyway, so we Torben would be howling in the basement. You see, we were worried about him because we couldn't really do enough good for Torben. You know, we're trying to make sure his life was happy. He was a rescued cat, blue eyes, a very interesting character. We thought that he was lonesome because he had been living in foster care in a house with like, you know, 15 cats and 12 dogs or something like that, ridiculous thing. And so he was living just, you know, with us, you know, and a couple of humans, you know, a few humans. And so I had a student who had a population explosion out at the horse farm we lived at. So he came in with a great big box full of kittens, you see, and then for his lesson, you know. So we laid them down on the floor, and then Torben got into the box with the little kittens to check it out, you know. And then the kittens started to spill out and wander all over the house. And one of them went and hid under that sofa. You see, these are little tiny babies. They're like not even quite weaned yet. I don't think they're even weaned yet. You know, they're just like right there. You know, basically not quite ready to be. You know. So anyway, so that's the one I wanted was the one that was hiding under the sofa because I figured that one wouldn't be in trouble. But this other one. You know, noticed Torben and followed him everywhere. And that was like, she just loved that, Torben. And so my wife and my son, I was like, this guy, he was a classical guitar student. We have like all these pages with little tiny dots all over his notes, and you got to get them all in the right order. And there's like stuff, you know, like rest stroke, free stroke, guide finger, shift, you know, grace notes. Trills, all those little things you got to do. You see, if you're going to play a classical piece, right? Because you got to go get all the details. Not just like this blues stuff I like to play where, you know, if you make a mistake, you say, I meant to do that. This is another thing I learned from cats. When they jump up on something, they slide across and do a somersault, land on their feet.
Off.
Yeah. They go, I meant to do that. You see. So anyway, so I was kind of engrossed in this lesson with a guy. And in the meantime, my wife and my son said, well, that kitten really likes Torben. So I suppose we should get that one because it was the cat's choice. Yeah. And so, you know, in fact, it was really Torben's choice to choose me as a human because I went to a pet store. We were just going to look at the birds. We weren't going to get one. My son was a little kid then, so we go there, and there's this cat, you know, I let him out, and he comes up, and he stands up there on my leg, and he looks up at me like this, you know. And so we ended up adopting him. They sent an inspector around anyway. Anyway, so we had Torben, and then we had Attila, but then Torben's health had health issues. Maybe his early years had privations, he had allergies and stuff. And eventually he had a stroke, and then we thought, well, and so he's like lying there half paralyzed, you know, and then there's Attila like walking around, you know, the love of her life and their mentor, and the one she looked up to most is lying there on the floor, you know, panic-stricken because half his body's paralyzed. Yeah. And so we took him to the vet, and they said, oh, nothing we can do, put him down, and so we did. And then she became top cat. I thought, well, how's she going to be? Just fine. Just fine. We wait on her hand and foot. She's a boss, and it's been that way for years now.
Well, that's what they say. Dogs have owners, cats have staff.
That's right. And and meow meow is with translation, oh waiter. But I mean, you know, the thing is, like, I've lived with cats and dogs most of my life, and the communication is not difficult. They don't speak English, and I don't speak like Attilanese, you know. But, you know, language-wise, but I know what they mean. So when the cat gets done mauling this mouse, and she's done with it, and she leaves it right there as an offering, she tells me, meow, like that, you know, she says something, and there it is. You know, and meanwhile, it's been like hiding in corners and stuff, and she's been chasing it around. She tells me these things. One time, she was at the top of the stairs, and, you know, looking at Laura this way, and then she runs down the stairs. And so Laura goes down there after her, like Lassie. What is it, girl? Even though, you know, Lassies were always male.
Forest fire and mashed potatoes.
Something like that. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, that one.
Timmy fell in the well.
Yeah, Jimmy fell in the well, and that's what the dog tells you. Well, the dryer hose was disconnected from the dryer.
Oh.
And that was wrong. So Laura goes down there.
So it was exhausted into the house?
Yeah, like that. But maybe it wasn't even on, I don't know. But she noticed this thing. So she's sitting there, you know, and looking at this, and Laura goes back to her looking, and the cat leaves because she's done, you know, with her, and then she's, oh, the dryer hose is off. Because she, you know, because she knows where everything is. She's explored the house. That's her, you know. Anyway, never mind. I'm talking about cats. That's sooner or later, it's all about cats, right? I mean,
if you're living with them, it certainly is.
You would know, wouldn't you? You're never alone when you're at home.
Yeah. My wife's the one for a while to go down the basement. And we've got a walkout door in the basement with a glass door, and just scream. Anyway, there's somewhere around the neighborhood there's a yellow cat that was out and about, and it would come up there, sit outside the door, and look at the glass through the glass at my wife's little cat, and the little cat would just scream at it.
Yeah. Yeah. There are videos of mountain lions up at the glass door and the house cat on her. So, yeah. Anyway, well, I've got this. So I got this guitar here, and my theory is that these sort of that these solid bodies. This is a solid body, but I've shown this before because I have another one of these too. Is you can stick your finger through it. See. Because it has F holes.
Solid body.
Yeah, it's not a solid. It is solid, but it has a hole through it. See, the hollow bodies usually have a F hole, so the air can get in and out of the box. This is not a box. This is a slab of wood, or a couple slabs, 3 slabs of wood actually.
It's just decoration.
Well, no, but it gives it something else, some extra like resonance. It's supposed to make it sound more like a semi-hollow, which of course, B.B. King's guitar, Lucille. ES335, Gibson ES335, and what that is, it's semi-hollow in that there's a big chunk of wood like this one. This is raised up. This is a chunk of wood going through the top, and these are narrower, these wings. But so in the ES335, there's a chunk of wood going through the top that's solid, but the outside there are these wings which are hollow. I mean, as in there, there's you can go down in there. There's but it's not solid with this thing. Oh, wow, man, I never took my cellophane off there. Oh, never mind. What have I done? I forgot. Always peel off your cellophane eventually because it breaks down. And you know, on the pick guards and stuff. It breaks down and then it becomes a film you cannot clean off. Anyway, so this has some of the same properties of that semi-hollow, like the ES-335, the B.B. King played, the Gibson, and a bunch of other ones too. But this is, it's all solid, and these wings are, you know, solid. Somehow, I don't know why it works. That was their big selling point. They researched it. They must have done a good job. Thing sounds pretty good. And it does sound a lot more like a semi-hollow in some ways, which is kind of cool. And my other thing I've been thinking about that guitars like this is that for my fingerstyle kind of playing, which some might call jazz, but I hope they don't, because you know, they stop paying you. You know, what's the difference between a jazz guitar player and a park bench?
I don't know that one.
Park bench can support a family of 4.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah. Well, you know, the 2 jazz guitar players run into each other in the street, and one says to the other one, "Hey, man, I just bought your new record. It was awesome."
You're the one.
Yeah, so you're the one, yeah. Or so that was you. Okay, anyway, so, yeah, things like that. Difference between a jazz guitar player and a rock guitar player.
Yeah, one plays thousands of notes in front of 3 people.
Yeah, well, the rock guitar player plays 3 chords in front of thousands of people, and a jazz guitar player plays thousands of chords in front of
3 people.
Yeah, 3 people. So anyway, so I don't want anybody to think I'm a jazz guitar player, but I'm a fingerstyle guitar player. So a lot of what I do.
See, I didn't get that backwards. That was jazz.
Yeah, that's right. If you play it backwards, it's jazz. If a country song, if you play it backwards, his woman comes back and his dog comes back
to life.
Yeah.
Get your pickup truck back from being repossessed.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my dog died just yesterday, and he left me all alone. The finance company dropped by today and repossessed my home. But that's just a drop in the bucket, babe, compared to losing you. And I'm down to seeds and stems again, too. Seeds and Stems Blues. Commander Cody, Lost Planet Airmen. 70s hippie country.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember what the song was. Something I used to listen to by Commander Cody and Lost Planet Airmen.
Yeah. Well, you're drinking wine, and I'm drinking gin, and we're lost in the ozone again. Someone of the last Planet Airmen went on to be like a professor of mathematics or something like that. Ivy League University.
Of course, I have the VHS of Commando Cody and the Radar Men from the Moon.
Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's out of copyright yet. If ever was in it.
I expect it probably was before they made that VHS.
You should play it on the show someday. Sometime I can't make it, I'll play that instead. People say, I like that show better. Anyway.
Next time you have to go see City Hall.
That's right. I thought about playing one of those public domain Three Stooges. Disorder in the Court or the Brideless Groom. Sing a song of Sixpence. So, woman goes up to the counter at the tailor shop and says, "Do you die?" And Mo says, "No, that's his natural expression." Anyway, but what color? Henna color. Henna color at all? No, it's like a brown reddish. Brown reddish. I never ate a brown reddish. Anyway, sorry. Do you swear? No, but I know all the weight. Anyway, never mind. I'm quoting Three Stooges. So one kid, busboy, I was telling him about the Three Stooges, or something about a Three Stooges thing. That was having a Three Stooges moment or something when I was setting up, the busboy. Three Stooges, yeah. My grandpa has all that stuff. Yeah, how old is your grandpa? He's pretty old. He's like 60, 62, something like that. Ah, yeah, okay. Ah,
Yeah, I remember when that was old.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, it's not old anymore. 60 is the new 40. That's what they say, of course.
I wish.
Yeah. All right, what are we doing here? I was going to play something else in this thing.
Feel the mileage.
Yeah? It's not the years, it's the mileage, huh? I was talking to a guy upstairs that I used to know. I mean, haven't seen him for a while, but it was the Uptown Bills. They actually have AA meetings up there. I think he was waiting. But, but I knew him, and there was like a bunch of people that I knew back in the old days. And he was going on about all the people that were in the bands and things back when the bands were like the rock bands and the bars were a really big thing back in the late 70s, early 80s. Or later 70s, 77, like that era, 78. I came back here in 79 from California. So, like some years before and after that era, when I was young and innocent, youngish anyway. But like all these people are dead, like naming off all these guys, and I hadn't really thought about it that much, for a long time. I thought about it when I heard that they died, and the people I didn't know were dead. A guy who moved to California to seek his fame and fortune, he's been dead for a while. So all these guys I knew who were rockers, they were like pals of mine. I wasn't going to play in their band because I could like read music and stuff, so they couldn't have a guy like me in the band. So I would like take money at the door at Gabe's, just help out, maybe make a few bucks, and stuff like that. I pushed the piano, like a console living room piano, up the back metal stairs from the beer garden at Gabe's, before Radislav got his electric piano, his old family piano, pushing that thing up. They put me on the bottom because I was like more, I'm not like fit, but I was more fit than like the guitar player. So my arms were bigger around than just like a little skinny. Anyway, so they put me on the bottom because I was like stronger. I don't know. But anyway, so anyways, this guys are dead. But, I didn't even start rocking until I was in my later 20s. And that was just to piss off my mother.
I got an email this winter. People back in Peoria mailed me an obit. The guy was my best friend growing up. Anyway, so he was preceded in death by his brother. And his brother was 10 years younger than us.
Yeah. Yeah, well. I talked to a guy who was a cook somewhere. He was trying to get a job at the restaurant I worked at. And he took one guitar lesson from me. Kind of a wild bunch. But his brother, who took lessons from me for like 2 years, has been dead for a while. And his parents and another sibling is dead. He's the only one that's left. And he didn't look like he was doing that well. Yeah. I mean, he's like substantially younger than I am. I mean, at least I don't brag, but I'm still standing here, man.
Yeah, that gets depressing when you look at the obits and half of them are younger than you.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Oh, well. You get in this merry-go-round we call the planet Earth, taking one lap around the sun every year or so. And you think, soon we'll be dead.
Will Rogers, maybe it was Walt Kelly, one of those comics, said, "Don't take life serious, it ain't permanent know-how."
Yeah. Sorry I'm out of tune. Well, I know I'm out of tune, so am I going to use this thing? Or I'm going to trust my own ear? I've got trust issues. I don't trust this or my ear. Let's see if it works, huh? I knew that was flat. TV lights and I might have bent a few notes earlier. That's sharp. It's like watching TV. See that little screen in there? Only, I don't know which is more boring, this or TV. I don't know. So, this could be more necessary. I can't find my tuning fork. I don't know whatever happened. I've been keeping a tuning fork in my pocket since the 1970s. I don't know what happened to it. It's hard to get the smaller ones, so I could either try to scrounge up one of my bigger ones, or maybe it'll turn up. I keep thinking it's going to turn up in the laundry or something. Maybe I should shake my laundry basket upside down.
Might not hurt.
Yeah, because I get the A440, which everybody knows is this note right here. That's 440 vibrations in a second, and then of course I tune the guitar to that. That's about the end of the show. I'll be back next week, and I'll be at the Tuscan Moon in beautiful downtown Kelowna, Iowa. Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Need a reservation?
Well, on Friday, Saturday, I'd recommend it highly. People get turned away sometimes. Thursday, you're probably okay. I start about 5 then, though, because they close at 9. But Friday, Saturday, you can come a little later.